men struggle with the exact same thing, the obsession over who women choose. And I do want to say something out loud that a lot of people swear they can dance around. Sometimes women do pick bad men. Not even bad in the imperfect sense, because everyone's imperfect. I mean genuinely destructive men.
Fellas, you can either spend your time being chosen by women, or you can spend your time obsessing over the men women choose. I'll say that again. You can either spend your time being chosen by women, or you can spend your time obsessing over the men women choose. Fellas, listen to me closely. I'm not being hyperbolic here, and I'm not just putting words together. This isn't a hook. Life is all about energy. We need energy for everything we do. To even get out of bed in the morning requires energy. And when we lose this energy, we also lose the will to live. Energy must be sourced, harnessed, and then applied to the right areas in order for us to regulate ourselves and achieve the things we want to achieve in life. When I say you can either spend your time being chosen by women, or you can spend your time obsessing over the men women choose, I really mean it. Because the energy you apply to obsessing over women and the men women choose is literally the energy required for women to obsess over you. You have just harnessed this and applied it incorrectly. The energy has been misplaced. You see, women are not attracted to men who have a lust for them. Pay attention and reflect upon all of the tests you have failed. Women are attracted to men who have a lust for life. I'll say that again. Women are not attracted to men who have a lust for them. Women are attracted to men who have a lust for life. Fellas, this is a natural law. It has nothing to do with morality. As this fella said, it has everything to do with vitality. And the man who chooses to obsess over women and the men women choose, this is a man who has lost his vitality. This man is on the precipice of nihilism, if not already succumbed to full-blown nihilism. Not only will he lose his woman to a bad man, but he will also lose his woman to a dog, to a cat. He will lose his woman to anything, because there is nothing worse than a man with no vitality. I had to bring this guy back because this fella is in his final form. The most powerfulest energy a man can generate is his lust, but he has a choice. Does he lust after women, or does he lust after life? Fellas, watch this entire video. This guy is in his final form. Watch this video for full cognitive restructuring. This is a lot more than just wisdom.
Many men struggle with the exact same thing, the obsession over who women choose. And I do want to say something out loud that a lot of people swear they can dance around. Sometimes women do pick bad men. Not even bad in the imperfect sense, because everyone's imperfect. I mean genuinely destructive men. Men who cheat, men who lie, men who waste people's time, men who hurt them. That does happen. But there's also a category of men that spent their entire lives trying to solve that mystery. Why do women pick them? Why does the guy who treats people well get ignored, but the guy who causes chaos keeps getting chosen? So they start studying it. They watch, they analyze, they compare who gets attention, who gets dates, who gets chased. And before they realize it, attraction itself has turned into a crime scene investigation. They're standing outside the building, staring through a window, trying to reconstruct what happened inside. But there's a catastrophic mistake inside that whole process. That you're studying the outcome and not the mechanism.
You guys who have been following me for a long time know that I don't like the red pill community and I despise the black pill community, because these guys are crime scene investigators. They are not true participants in life. When I watch a red pill content creator, I know for a fact that he is not talking about himself. He is talking about a fella he knows who is a true participant. I can tell that he is looking at the crime scene through a window. I don't particularly like the red pill content creators, because they lie about who they are. They lie about their successes with women, whilst also projecting their own failures, limitations, and antisociality onto the world. They pretend to have a lust for life in order to get women. I despise, no, hate the black pill content creators, because these two are crime scene investigators. They are not true participants in life. In fact, they are anti-life and incredibly anti-social. They are cynicists, pessimists, racists, and nihilists. They do not believe in anything, including their own selves. When I watch a black pill content creator, I know for a fact that he is talking about himself, a loser, a nihilistic observer of life. He appeals to other losers and other nihilistic observers of life, all completely unable to even identify who the true participants in life even are. No, they do not believe that anybody is truly participating in life. They have convinced themselves that everybody is just as sorry and pathetic as they are. These are the non-believers who do not believe in anything. This lack of belief has made them fools. They can only see the outcomes of others. They are completely blind to the mechanisms that create said outcomes. These guys don't even pretend to have a lust for life. I'm not even convinced they have a lust for women. I believe they are all actually gay.
But unless you are a Chad, you will never experience what it's like to have a girl look at you and be truly in love. Okay? Does Clive cry every night? Since we sleep together, he has to endure it. This is me and Cookie's room. It's like kind of brutal.
You guys.
No, you're good, you're
It's
good.
not about looks, man.
Oh, Clive.
Right. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. You're studying who got picked, not what actually produced the attraction in the moment. In the moment that you start analyzing attraction through outcomes, the brain builds the wrong model. It starts believing that women are sitting there running an evaluation system, ranking men, scoring them, and then handing out selections like judges at a competition. But that is not what's happening most of the time. Women do not primarily respond to evaluation. Telling a woman that is a good man will not get him chosen. You should know that. Telling a man that a woman is faithful will not suddenly make him attracted to her. They respond to vitality, to presence, to energy, to confidence that's alive instead of performed, to humor, to unpredictability, to a man that feels like he's actually inside his own life. But there's an uncomfortable part to all of this. That vitality and goodness are not the same thing. They're not. A man can be kind, responsible, moral, and loyal, but he can still feel emotionally flat.
True participants in life know that your goodness and badness means nothing to women. Well, they mean a lot, but just not in the ways that you think, not in the mental models you have. Your morality is for you. It is a compass that guides you. But to women, your goodness simply acts to lower their arousal, make them feel safe, and make them feel like they can read you, predict you, and understand you. Your badness simply acts to raise their arousal, make them feel unsafe, and make them feel like they can't read you, predict you, or understand you. Your badness communicates vitality to the woman, especially when the woman who is easily able to manipulate and control the 90% of men she comes into contact with. When she comes face to face with a man, she can't manipulate, control, read, predict, and box. She feels his vitality. When it comes to romance and attraction, women don't really care if you are a good man or a bad man. They care about how you make them feel and what role you can play in their life. If a woman wants a husband or a man she can control, she may look for a good man. But if a woman wants to cheat on said husband or fall in love, then she may look for a bad man who can arouse her and play the role she wants him to play. Vitality is everything. It just so happens that the bad men have this vitality in abundance, right? And the woman will test this vitality. And once this woman is able to make this bad man lose his vitality, she would be just as unattracted to him as she is to any other man who lacks vitality. Fellas, this isn't a superficial thing, and this isn't a evil thing that women are doing. The woman is attracted to vitality because it shows that you don't have nihilism within you. It shows that you are not nihilistic. It shows that you are a believer juxtaposed to being a non-believer. That energy you have, that spirit, that masculine spirit that you have, is her only true indicator that you're not a nihilist. All right? The woman comes into contact all of the time with people with red pill ideologies, people who pretend to have a lust for life, but truly they only have a lust for women. These men are on the precipice of nihilism. These men need women in order for them to experience vitality. Right? The woman isn't attracted to those men. The women are attracted to men who are truly alive. All right? And the women are not going to be attracted to any men who are black pill men because they are so obviously nihilistic. They're not alive. Right? And a nihilistic man is a dangerous man. A man who doesn't believe in anything. This testing mechanism is true and is very, very smart. All right, the worst thing a man can be is a nihilist, a man who believes in nothing. It's the same for us, fellas. The worst types of women we can deal with is a nihilistic woman, a woman who believes in nothing.
He can still feel cautious. He can still feel hesitant. He can still feel contained. Another man can be reckless, immature, chaotic, but he can still carry the kind of aliveness that pulls attention into a room. And that does not make the second man better. It means that attraction is not a moral reward system. It's not. It's a vitality response. And once you understand that, the entire obsession about who women choose starts to collapse, right? Because the question is built on one hidden assumption, that attraction should behave like justice. You ain't never heard that. That ain't never been promised to you. That a good man should automatically win. But attraction is not justice. It is energy meeting energy in real time. Which means if you spend your life staring at the scoreboard, who women choose, who women rejected, you will never actually understand the game. You won't. You'll just keep building theories about the winners, which ironically keeps you watching their podcast. While the real mechanism of attraction gets to sit there quietly somewhere else. Just somewhere else. And guess where it's sitting? Inside the moment. Inside the interaction. Inside the people who walk into a room actually alive enough to move.
Oh. These black pillars will have you believe that this fella comes from a low IQ people, just a genetically low IQ people, whilst they with their high IQ, who believe that women only want a 6'2" Chad with these features and these hollow cheeks, whatever the fuck they're talking about. What a bunch of losers. Huh? Come on, fellas. Please, just stop consuming their content. The only ideology out there that's worse than feminism is their ideology. It doesn't get more antisocial than that. These guys are doing the absolute opposite of what is required to be attractive. These guys believe, if I make myself as self-conscious as possible, then I will finally get women. These guys are blind. Like, do we live in a different universe? Am I in the multiverse? Because in my reality, I see short, ugly fellas killing it with women. Why can't they see the mechanisms behind the outcomes? When they see fellas like that, they will start judging the woman. Well, obviously that woman is dumb. What? What does this mean? These are the fellas like, why is she with him? She is so out of his league. Why is he with her? He is so out of her league. These guys are stupid. These guys have incredibly low IQ. but they think they have incredibly high IQ. These guys are stupid people. Is this the multiverse? Have they never ever seen a short, ugly player? Are they paying attention to the men who are stealing their women from them, if they even have women? Are they paying attention? What are they telling themselves? This woman is a fool. I am so clearly better looking than this man. This man must be performing witchcraft. Why can't they understand the mechanisms? They have no idea about what attraction is. As a man, one of the superpowers of being a man is that we don't have to be self-conscious. We literally have the privilege of not being valued basically solely on our looks. One of the worst things about being a woman is the fact that you're dealing with an opposite sex who pretty much value you based on your looks. Your looks is the ultimate qualifier. Everything comes after that. It is a privilege of a man that we're not solely judged on our looks. Women are not qualifying us only on our looks. So literally one of our only advantages about being a man is that we get to live a life where we don't have to be self-conscious. Women literally kind of have to be self-conscious. A woman with high IQ, a woman who is smart and very intelligent, doesn't lead with her looks. She leads with other things. I don't lead with my looks. I lead with other things. Because the woman is smart enough to know that leading with your looks is one of the most stupidest things you could do. It's a recipe for self-consciousness. Self-consciousness is a recipe for ugliness. True ugliness. Like, really deep what I'm saying. The beauty in children is that they're not self-conscious. That's the beauty in babies. They haven't discovered self-consciousness yet. So they have this beauty, this radiance, this aura. They are who they are. That's why we like dogs. Because dogs aren't self-conscious. That's why dogs are a man's best friend. When you're not self-conscious, you can be a ride or die. You can actually be loyal. You can actually live a life of purpose and meaning. That's why we like animals, because they're not self-conscious. This is why many people pick animals over human beings. Human beings are self-conscious. With self-consciousness comes evil, shame, weirdness, strangeness, awkwardness. So the woman is looking at you, man, like you guys are fools. Because the first thing she would do, if she's a man, is finally not have to lead with her looks. The woman is cursed in a way because she has to lead with her looks to a certain degree. This is one of the biggest reasons why women are unhappy with stuff. They're jealous of us. Women are actually jealous of the fact that we don't have to lead with our looks and we're not self-conscious, and they are attracted to us for so many other things. You're believing the woman's lies. Women are lying to you about only wanting a man who's this tall and this good looking. She's lying. She's lying. Because it knows it's pissing you guys off. She wants you to feel how we make them feel. If a woman could be with a man, turn into a man tomorrow, the first thing she's got to do is stop leading with her looks. She would love to be able to lead with other things. She would love to be able to lead with other things, but you're so stupid. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. You've got no empathy. You can't see the world for what it is. You project. You project how you see the world onto everything else. So because you only value for women for looks, you project that women only value you for looks. And you live a whole life of being self-conscious like a woman. You don't have no masculine appeal, no masculine spirit, no masculine edge. You men are wearing makeup. You're a man and you're wearing makeup. You know, when I was younger, I used to lead with my looks. Since reception, I have had every girl that I've ever liked has liked me more than I've liked them. Every place that I've been, the most attractive girl has always pursued me. Since reception, I've always had girls/women my entire life. Because of this, I thought I was the best looking thing on earth. So I used to lead with my looks. It was the only thing that made sense to me. It was the only thing that made sense to me was, wow, well, I mean, all the girls like me. I must be so good looking. And when girls like you and stuff like that, they tell you about how good looking you are all of the time. right? So I used to lead with my looks until I met this fella. I had a best friend. This fella was genuinely, conventionally, really good looking. Like, he was really good looking. He taught me what good looking is, right? Because I've never been around somebody that you can't go to somewhere without someone approaching him for his number. You can't go somewhere with this fella without him being approached for his number, right? He introduced me. I was like, wait, so this fella's good looking, right? So when I started chilling with somebody who was actually really good looking, it made me realize, I was like, wait, hold on. So it's not, these women don't just like me for my looks though. That's not what it is, right? But what would happen is that any single time he would attract somebody to us, these girls will end up liking me. So I began to realize, I was like, wait, hold on. What is it that girls liking me then? It's something about my attitude. It's something about my character, right? Because it was like, I'm not as good looking as this fella, but any girl that he brings around us, they end up liking me. So I began to realize, I was like, so it's something else. But I couldn't quite 100% put my finger on it. But all I knew is that I had to stop leading with my looks because it was making me self-conscious. And one thing I understood as well is that, wait, hold on. Someone who's better looking than me isn't better than me. And someone that I'm better looking than, I'm not better than that person. Right? So I learned from a young age that, wait, hold on, this is stupid to lead with my looks. So what I then went to go and do was I went to go and lead with my intelligence. But then same thing happened. When I started leading with my intelligence, I realized it was changing my character. It was changing my aura. My aura dropped. It was depleting because I was viewing the lens through intelligence, right? And I can't explain what it did, but it absorbed some of my aura away. And then it made me very, contentious in conversation. I wanted to argue all the time. I wanted to debate all the time. And I realized I was getting this sense of superiority through debate, right? And so I learned then, I was like, wait, hold on, leading with your intelligence is wrong. And then I was paying attention to other people and I realized this is normal. It's normal to lead with your looks, whether you're good looking or ugly. And then you don't lead with your looks and then you decide to lead with your intelligence, right? And so I didn't want to make that same mistake again. I decided to not lead with my intelligence. Then I decided to lead with my values. As I watched everyone around me go from leading with their looks to leading with their intelligence, then to leading with their morality. I didn't want to make that mistake. I didn't want to then lead with my morality. Right? It was either looks to intelligence to accomplishments, or it was looks to intelligence to morality, or looks to intelligence to money. Right? Whatever those things are. But those I've realized. And I was beginning to realize, the most important thing to do as a man, the most important thing in life is to decide what to lead with. And then this is when I decided, okay, let me lead with values. These are the things that brought me back into Christianity. As I said, it was my atheism that brought me back into Christianity. Because when I was trying to figure out what do I lead my life with, I was reading a whole bunch of Carl Jung. I was reading a whole bunch of Friedrich Nietzsche. And I realized, you lead your life with your values. You cultivate your own values and you lead your life in accordance to them. Those are the things you lead your life with. You need some kind of unifying project, something that unifies everything about who you are, your spirit, your soul, and your essence. You need to pull it all into one thing, one figure that represents all your values. And you lead your life based on that. And that's what brought me back to God, because obviously that's the concept of God. Leading with your looks is one of the worst things you could ever lead with, because it makes you self-conscious. Self-consciousness is a curse. It makes people really not like you. You could be really nice and self-conscious and people won't like you. You could be really bad and self-conscious and people won't like you. Self-consciousness is a curse. And as a man, we don't have to live with this curse, because women are attracted to so many other things outside of our looks. It's when you don't have anything else to offer, fellas. This is when women will resort to just judging you by your looks. Most men today have nothing to offer women. So of course the women are selecting on how you look, because you don't have anything else to offer them. Because you don't have anything else to offer them. Of course they're going to care about your looks when they're so used to men who don't have anything other than looks. But when these women come face to face with men who have a whole bunch of themselves outside of their looks, men who have a vitality, a lust for life, men who are smart, men who have empathy, men who know how to influence and motivate and inspire other people, men who know how to discipline other people, men with willpower, men with conqueror's haki, men who know how to make them feel the feelings they want to feel, men who know how to provide the experiences they want to experience, men who can penetrate the woman's mind, soul, spirit through aura and presence and mindfulness. When a woman comes face to face with that man, she's powerless. Is this the multiverse? It's so sad for me to see black pill people, because I know, wow, not only are you a loser, but everyone around you is a loser. You've never come face to face with a man like this, with a true participator in life. You can't fathom it, can't comprehend it, because you've never been around it. You and everyone you know is a loser. At least with the red pill content creators, they've got friends who are participators. They've got friends who are winners, and they're able to kind of study these friends and then get online and tell you about what their friends are doing, pretending it's them. But really and truly, it's just one of their boys who is just killing it in the game. And they kind of can comprehend and they can kind of fathom how he's doing it. But when it doesn't come from you, it's obvious. Well, it's obvious to me anyway, because I am a true participator in life. And all of my friends have studied me, but they can't quite get it. But if you study me, you can get short-term successes, but they're all struggling on the long-term successes, right? Because they're not true participators in life. Shout out to my boys. Right? You have to understand the mechanisms, but in order to understand the mechanisms, you've got to participate. You've got to participate. The stuff that I teach you guys, I keep telling you guys, I try to teach this to you like it's a game. Why? Because you play video games. You like video games. You play video games. Men like video games. We all like games. Men play video games. Women play games with men. I try to teach you that it's a game, and you guys call me narcissistic. And then come off my page and start playing Skyrim and Call of Duty. Make it make sense. It's a game. I try to teach you it's a game so you can participate. Do you guys like playing easy games? No. You like playing hard games. Why? Because it's fun. It's a greater sense of accomplishment. It's more enjoyable. You like playing games that is disciplined, structured. You like playing games that is hard to win, but winnable. You like playing... How come so many guys like Dark Souls? Those are hard games. Apparently, I've never played that game. Those are hard games, but you like that. The challenge, the difficulty levels, you like it. It's exciting. It's got a mixture of excitement, and it's got a mixture of disappointment, frustration, anger. The game arouses you. But when you win, you feel validated. You feel approved of. Games make you feel most of your emotions, if not all of your emotions. Right? When you lose on a video game, it's not a great feeling, but then you pick it back up and you play it again, because you know when you win, it's going to make up for all of the losses. All right? You guys like playing video games because it's the only time you feel alive. And women like playing games with you because it's the only time they feel alive. Participate in life. Don't just participate in video games. Anyway, go and follow this guy. This guy's in his final form. Go follow him. Those videos that I've done, this is recent videos. All of his videos are crazy. This guy's obviously a genius. I literally have to slow his video down because he speaks even faster than what he's speaking in my video. He speaks really fast. This guy comes up with crazy concepts, crazy. He conceptualizes the world in amazing ways. Go and follow this guy. Me, I would love to collaborate and work with this guy one day. Go follow him. Go support him. Yeah, you guys, sorry if I offended anybody. I'm a very passionate person. I'm a very, very passionate person, and I just want you guys to win. That's why I do what I do. I want you guys to win. I know the vast majority of you guys are really good guys. Really good guys. I like good men. It's just that most of the women don't, you know? So I want you guys to win. You know, I don't want you guys to be owned by evil antisocial ideologies. I don't want you guys to be owned by those things. I want you guys to love life, experience life, participate life, win in life. And for as long as you guys follow me, like, that is my mission. That's my mission. And I'll come up with new concepts and new ways to communicate these things to you until it resonates with you deeply enough so it can affect change. It's one of my purposes in life. You know, everyone's good at different things. Everyone that I coach is significantly better than me in so many things. All right. This is just my thing. This is just my thing. And I've honed this skill and I've been communicating this skill for the vast majority of my life. You know, and I'm here to communicate these things to you. You know, there was a time where I used to like red pill content. I used to like it. It used to entertain me. I used to like it. It was funny. And then I saw it for what it was. You know, every single one of these guys, they've sold out already. They're all grifters. Remember, they're all grifters. These guys are not the Messiah. These guys don't have anything for you. You know, and the black pill content creators, save your souls. Save your souls. Most of these black pill content creators are young. That means they're still in that time period to where they're still leading with their looks. They're young. Don't follow these guys. Don't listen to these guys. They're yet to grow up. Anyone who's still doing these black pill content creators in their mid and late 20s, they're grifting. Because they would change. They're not telling you that they've changed. They're not going to tell you, Jesus Christ, I stopped leading with my self-consciousness ages ago. They won't tell you that. It's all a grift. All right? Do not subscribe to any antisocial ideologies. There's no worse karma coming to a man who practices antisociality. No worse karma. Who leads, who's owned by antisocial ideologies. Ideologies that take away. We are men. We give. We provide. We protect. We don't take away from others. Well, I don't follow anything that is taking your spirit and your soul away from you. The karma for that is crazy. Guys, leave a like, leave a comment, sign up for one-on-one coaching.